So, Ms. Bacchus, can I ask you to give us a synopsis of what took place in court today?
Well, the DPP asked for an adjournment because she says that
Mr.
counsel
John, you can
from
probably come over.
they're going to bring in counsel from abroad to hear the matter. Actually,
To
two
prosecute the
matters to
matter.
prosecute, but two matters were dismissed. The two brought by Mrs. John, they were dismissed. She came and gave evidence she does not want to continue with the matter, and so they were dismissed. I knew that that was going to happen because I had read her statement. It was disclosed to me that she never wanted a case. She said the police did not tell her that they were going to bring a case. She never wanted a case and that she is withdrawing. So she went up on the box today and she said she's not interested.
Mr.
And
John,
so they were dismissed.
Mr. John, can I ask you how you feel? I see you have your son next to you.
Uh-huh.
How do you feel about this development? Let's maybe stand out of the road so you're not in danger. How do you feel about the fact that these two charges against you were dismissed? Your wife came to court and told the court that she has no interest in prosecuting them.
Good. Good feelings.
Are you surprised?
Not really.
So what about the other matter? I don't know if your counsel would allow you to.
I will answer for that matter. I'm anxiously awaiting the trial of that. It's a matter that this one will have to be dismissed also. The evidence does not support the charge. The evidence does not support the facts of what Miss Morgan is saying and what she said my client said, because it never happened. And we'll be able to prove it. I have no doubt about that.
See? Go ahead, Ashley.
Sorry, those charges that were performed against Mr. John by his wife, there was some discrepancy as to whether these are that actually took place.
Yes,
on the day.
but yes, definitely. But the point is, the wife said she's not interested. I have a statement where she said she was not told that the police were going to bring charges, that she never wanted charges, and that she decided that she's not continuing with them, and nobody forced her to do it. She did it of her own free will, and that's what she said. But I do have a concern. I wrote the DPP yesterday when I was reviewing again the evidence that they have disclosed to me in relation to the cases against Ashel Morgan and the DPP, the assistant DPP Carrie Nelson. I am very concerned that all the witnesses who came to the crime scene immediately after the event happened, including police witnesses and including the neighbor who is an auxiliary police, their statements have not been disclosed to me. So it appears that they are not going to call the very witnesses who could show that Mr. John never had a cutlass. And that is the mainstay of the defendant's defense, that he had a cutlass, he pulled a cutlass. And it really disturbs me for the administration of justice that any DPP will not disclose statements. It appears to me, therefore, that they're not going to call those witnesses. The policeman who took up the shell, who took photographs, who saw him there and transported him to the hospital. The next door neighbor, who is an auxiliary police, who said she looked at the scene and there was no cutlass. And the policeman couldn't say whether or not there was a cutlass. How on earth can you prosecute a case like that and don't call those witnesses? It is very disturbing to me. I wrote her already.
How would you know, having not seen those statements, what those statements might say or might
I
have said?
have information as to what occurred when those policemen went there. That even from Mr. John himself, that the shell was taken up by the police. Who is the police? Prescott it is, who came. Prescott transported him to the station. So I know for a fact that Prescott was on the scene along with two others in a black vehicle. There's some from statements disclosed. It is clear that the police came on the scene. How could you not call them? It makes no sense to me. This is the police who can say if he took photographs, did he see a cutlass? So it could only be a setup to ensure that Mr. John don't get his justice. And it really bothers me.
So, Mr. Corneil, I spoke to you a few months ago, soon after your dad was injured. How do you feel about the fact that your mom came and said she's not pursuing the charges?
Well, it was expected that she will not be proceeding because she did not give any statements that she wanted to proceed to trial or any of those types of stuff. So it was not surprising.
How do you feel about this whole situation with your family being the center of so much media attention and public discussion?
Well, it's kind of a distraction from the business. I'm taking the personal affairs. It's taking the time out from the business to build and continue to do what we're doing. It's taking a lot of time here.
You're talking about the farming and the block building business?
Yes, it's taking a lot of time for personal business.
Do you feel in any way torn between your mom and your dad because of this? Like your loyalty?
No, well, no, because I'm not taking any sides. It doesn't make any sense to take any sides. Because it will be biased. The terms are different. Because both parties were affected by the same argument. So, yeah.
Alright, thanks a lot for speaking to me, Mr. John, to Monsieur John and Councillor Bacchus
Nice
Petit.
meeting you too. You're a handsome lad. It's good. A nice son. All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right.